right, boys, we're back here, and today we're going to be going over the best card at every position in College Football 25 Ultimate Team.
Now, before we get into the video, I do want to talk about our sponsor, MMOEXP. If you want these cards we go over in the video, instead of getting scammed by these trash packs, make sure to head over to the description and use code DILL at checkout to buy coins instead.
Now, today I did expect to make a legend video, but it's 3 o'clock and the legends nowhere to be found. So maybe a gameplay video after this, maybe tonight, but instead we're gonna switch to best card at every position, which we've already done value. We've already done budget. We're gonna update the budget video here soon, because obviously when the game first dropped, prices were a little bit crazy. But for the best card at every position, this is by no means saying any card's valuable. It's just who I think is the best card. Now let's get it started at quarterback. Now I also have a take with quarterback as well. Tim Tebow could drop tomorrow. Doesn't change who I have as my quarterback. My quarterback is going to be Lamar. This 86 Lamar is better than 90 Tebow. If you look at Tebow's card, his accuracy is a little bit lacking. Going to have crazy aura on the field for sure with that 90 throw power. Also, he is lefty, which lefties have this bug like going left to right that righties don't have, going right to left. Back to who I think is one of the best cards in the game, Lamar Jackson. Honestly, I think there's a very short list of cards that I'm like must have. I think it's our quarterback and running back are the two that make offense just unstoppable, I would say. 86 speed, 85 throw power, has 85 short accuracy, 84 medium, 83 deep. Doesn't hit all the accuracy thresholds. But the biggest thing on the card, again, that 86 speed, most mobile quarterback in the game right now. And he also gets what I think is probably the best ability in the game right now, Magician on bronze. This ability right here makes him evade spies like no other. Like, for instance, I like to spy Colin Oliver versus Lamar. And every time I do that, Lamar makes me feel like an absolute moron. Even though they're equal speed, I potentially think with how bad pursuit is in the game right now, you could spy a 99 speed player, but Lamar with Magician will fake them out. I might have to test that myself just to see, but yeah, Lamar with Magician, best quarterback. Don't think it's an argument. Now at running back right here, again, I don't really think it's an argument. Quinshon Judkins is insane. He is elite. There's something I want to talk about with running back though. Obviously, you know, Quinshon Judkins, 89 speed, 89 acceleration. Having him and Lamar make offense just so easy because they are simply just faster, or they move faster than every piece on defense and abilities. Really, the big one is getting shifty. I know some people like the 360 and also the sidestep ability, but for me, biggest thing, getting shifty. You ever play shifty Wildcat Judkins? Have fun. It's not fun, but yeah, for sure, one of the best cards in the game. I don't really think we need to spend a lot of time on this. I think you guys know this, but something I want to talk about with running back, okay? Got a question in the Twitch chat, and this also goes for Chris Johnson that should be out. Not out, but playing Christian McCaffrey and CJ2K, or maybe even Judkins at wide receiver, makes a ton of sense. It is not a dumb thing to do. Honestly, a receiver trio of Judkins, McCaffrey, CJ2K, and then Ollie Gordon in the backfield, I don't even hate that either, because Ollie Gordon's juke move is absolutely crazy. But yeah, CMC and also CJ2K would be my like running back 3 to 4. I still like Ollie Gordon a little bit more because of his juke move. But yeah, CMC and Chris Johnson can be ran at receiver, and if we were doing a lot of people out of position, which we'll talk about some people today, they would be included on the list. Now we will talk about fullback. There's only 5 in the game. Just looking at the stats, right? What you're looking for a fullback: run block, lead block, and really I don't think you're asking them to do much out the backfield. It's by far and away Max Bredesen right here from Michigan, and he has 82 lead block, which if we look across the board, that is tied for the highest lead block. Has 84 run block when no one else has more than 75. Now let's talk about receiver right here. So receiver, again, we're missing Chad Johnson in the catalog, not out yet, but he wasn't going to make my top 3 anyway. I think he can be argued. He would be my number 4 receiver, and the top 3 is right here. Number 1, Luther Burden. Again, don't really think it's up for debate. 5'11", 88 speed on him. He is one of the few receivers in the game where I feel like, hey, you can't press Luther Burden, all right? Maybe if you have a corner, we'll cover later today, but Luther Burden, if I see press on him, I'm lobbing up a streak. I'm doing it. He also hits the 85 tier for both the short, medium, and deep route running, which not a lot of receivers in the game right now hit that route running. Only weakness on the card, I guess, is his height of 5'11", but he also does get some good abilities as well. Things that might run on him. Takeoff isn't a bad ability. It is 3 AP, a little bit much AP, but also the press pro, being able to beat the man press, and also cutter, I think are all great abilities on the card. Now, besides Luther Burden, who's joining him at wide receiver, I would say my wide receiver 2 in the game is Mike Evans. Mike Evans, I think he's going for a very fair price right now too. 6'5" height, 85 speed, hits the 85 tier for the short route running, 84 for medium, 83 for deep, but he's 6'5", 225. I think this card just naturally is just great at beating the press because he is a very tall receiver. Now, again, for his abilities, same exact thing I said about Luther Burden, what I would run on him. And rounding out our wide receiver trio, this is a card card that I don't think is worth his price, but I do think he is better than Chad Johnson, and that's going to be Randy Moss. So Randy Moss is 6'4", 86 speed, and the short route running isn't great, but a lot of like the short routes just are great at beating man coverage no matter what. Like zigs, slants, auto really great at beating man. The most important route running I think is the deep route running, like getting open on posts, getting open on deep crossers. I think Randy Moss is another card kind of similar to Mike Evans where I don't really trust pressing him unless you got that jammer ability. And that's what the wide receiver position is looking like for me. Again, can maybe see the argument for Chad Johnson. I don't hate it. He would be my wide receiver 4. Now at tight end right here, man, do you have some options? And it really comes down to play style. I will say that. Like if you're more run heavy, you might really like someone like Mark Andrews with some really decent run block of 72 and also has some like route running, some speed. Like Mark Andrews, not a bad card at all. But for me today, I am going to go ahead and go Jason Morrow. I also want to mention like Colson Loveland. Oronde Gadsden is also really nice too. Like there is a lot of good tight ends in the game. Just slightly went Jason Morrow because he's 85 speed, 6'5", 265, and he hits 80 for short and medium route running. Not too much of a run blocker. Again, this is going to be a preference thing, all based on your scheme. I can see a ton of arguments for tight end. Now let's talk about offensive line right here. And at left tackle, we're going to have someone that's nowhere near worth his price, but Will Campbell is the best left tackle. Let's talk about stats that matter for offensive line. We're going to have an offensive lineman video dedicated here soon, and we're going to have a couple different lineups because it really matters. Do you want more of a pass blocker or do you want more of a run blocker? So get questions a lot. What ratings matter for offensive linemen? So regular pass block doesn't matter. Run block power and run block finesse do not matter. Pass block power works against the defender's power move rating. Pass block finesse works against the finesse move rating, and regular run block works against the block shed rating of the defender. So in order to find like the best offensive lineman, you should do pass block power, pass block finesse plus run block divide by 3, and that will be the best balance of an offensive lineman. But again, you have certain schemes, like maybe you want to run the ball, so really you want the highest run blocking player. Maybe you just want to pass the ball, then you want the highest pass block finesse, pass block power. Like there's again ton of different options at offensive line, but I do think Will Campbell out the bunch had the best balance. For the most part, it was pretty low run block across the board, or it was like a low pass block finesse, which you don't want low pass block finesse on the edge. You don't want that. So Will Campbell, in my opinion, was the best balance. Now left guard right here, we obviously have Cody O'Connell. Psych, not Cody O'Connell. I think it is Logan Parr who is the best, and Cody O'Connell is probably the best pass protector, but Logan Parr is the best balance, and he's from SMU, 6'4", 314, has 84 pass block power, 85 pass block finesse with 82 run block. And just like looking across the board, right, like that pass block power, pass block finesse with that run block, really good balance. Like a lot of guards in this position were not hitting 80 for run block. And I mean, also Justin Mayers right here, 84, really good balance as well with 84 pass block power, 83 run block as well. Like now center, it is going to be Jonah Mohim right here, the field pass card, I guess. I don't know. He's a part of the field pass promo, but he's a season 1 card that you can only pull through packs or buy him on the auction block. And again, 88 pass block power, 84 pass block finesse, 85 run block, just some of the best stats for a center we're going to get. Now at right guard right here, we have a tie, and it's between Brian Stevens and Drew Moss. So Brian Stevens has 84 pass block power, 85 pass block finesse, and 84 run block, while Drew Moss has 84 pass block power, 84 pass block finesse, 85 run block. So Drew Moss, slightly better run blocker. Brian Stevens, slightly better pass blocker. All equal out to like the same, I'd say. So yeah, literally right by each other, just honestly scheme preference. And then at right tackle right here, we're going to have Jonah I don't know. But Jonah from Arizona, and he has 85 pass block power, 85 pass block finesse with 84 run block. Some of the best balance we've seen from an offensive lineman so far. Now at right end right here, we are going to have one of the legends that should be out right now, but isn't out, and it's still like 3:30. Am I upset about it? Yes, I am. Can we get some communication, EA, please? But anyway, Von Miller. So Von Miller, 83 speed, 84 acceleration with 87 finesse moves, 81 power moves, 83 block shed, just all the way across the board. Just some of the best stats you're going to see, whether it be from a speed standpoint or also hitting some pretty high finesse moves. And at right end, we're going to have a Texas A&M duo right here. We are going to have Myles Garrett, and I do think Myles Garrett is going for a really good price right now. Again, 82 speed, 83 acceleration with 80 block shed. The power moves a little bit lower, but does make up for it with the finesse moves as well. And these are two cards that if you wanted to, you could also play them at defensive tackle. Now at defensive tackle right here, I'm going to go with the two top end promo cards. Let's just talk about these cards first, and I'll give my opinion on this. Booger McFarland isn't crazy from a speed or excel standpoint, but I like the high block shed. I like the high power moves. I like that. And he also can get some abilities if you did want him. And Timmy Jernigan, on the other hand, I think this card is probably the best defensive tackle that I've played against and also used. He plays really good. 75 speed, 81 acceleration with 85 power moves, 84 block shed. Now, I think defensive tackle would have a loaded S tier. I don't think there's a crazy drop off from 85 Timmy Jernigan to say 83 Josh Farmer or Shamar Turner. Like, both these cards are great too. I don't think defensive tackle is a crazy position as a whole. I'm gonna slightly go them, and maybe it's a slight little cop out because again, they get like abilities, but I mean, defensive tackle, I don't think there's any like stars at the position. If I were building my defense, I'd just rock Shamar Turner and Josh Farmer. I think they're well worth their price. 300K on 2 defensive tackles that I think could maybe even be outperformed by these 2 DTs for like 90K. Now we're going to talk about outside linebacker. Left outside linebacker in particular is very weak if we just take away this 87 Harold Perkins. This position group is very, very weak in my opinion. I'm just not going to have a left outside linebacker. Like, look, I'm sorry, but the right outside linebacker is just flood, and it's Colin Oliver, it's Abdul Carter, and Abdul Carter is more of a pass rusher. Colin Oliver can do both. You can use Abdul Carter with 84 speed, 84 acceleration. He is 6'3", but 86 block shed, 86 power moves, 84 finesse moves. He's a pass rusher, and the man and zone are not really great. 75 man, 63 zone. He's a pass rusher, and we also have Colin Oliver. That's more of a pass coverage player, or he's a do-it-all player too. 86 speed, 85 acceleration, 6'2" with 85 block shed, 85 power moves, 86 finesse moves, and for his man and zone, 83 man, 87 zone. So it's that 85 tier of zone. Not too common in the game right now. Let's say, for instance, you want to play Abdul Carter at defensive end, move Myles Garrett to DT. That's when someone like TJ Watt, in my opinion, comes into play because he's actually a coverage player in this game. Unfamiliar if he was a crazy coverage player in college. Maybe I don't know ball, but TJ Watt, 84 speed, 84 acceleration. The pass rush, not really there. The man and zone, 82, 84. So he's a pass coverage player, and overall he has solid stats, but worth like 200K, I'd say no. And that right there is going to go ahead and move us to middle linebacker, where I would say the 2 best linebackers, Bradley Chubb, he's more of a user, 6'4", 85 speed, 85 acceleration user. Other than that, he does have 80 man coverage, so does fit a man-based defense, but that's a user. I think he's here no matter what because of his value as a user. Now, besides that, again, maybe we go back to Roquan, 85 speed, 86 acceleration, and his man coverage is 60. Like, he just doesn't have good coverage stats, man. And I'd rather use Bradley Chubb because he's 6'4". So Brian Urlacher, 6'4", 83 speed. So are you valuing hitting that 80 tier of zone more, or are you valuing 2 speed? Also some acceleration. Like, I think middle linebacker 2 is a toss up. I think Bradley Chubb's here no matter what. People I can see argued, Roquan, Brian Urlacher. Let me know what you guys think. Roquan or Brian Urlacher, middle linebacker 2. Now let's go to corner. So corner is another spot that is very interesting for me. Will Johnson, CB1, dude, not even close. 6'2", 88 speed, 89 man, 85 zone, 89 press. I don't feel like we have to spend a lot of time on this card. I will say I think he is the only goated defensive card in the game. There are very few difference makers on the defensive side of the ball. I think Will Johnson is one of them. And that's specifically me using him in a man-based defense. Everyone else can be burnt on my defense. Will Johnson's pretty damn reliable. I think he's the best card on defense, and he's really the only person I'd be like, wow, he's worth 550K on defense. Now, besides that, I am going to have Jalen Ramsey right here from the Ultimate Alumni promo. 6'1", 86 speed, 85 acceleration with good man, 83 zone, 83 press as well. And these cards can get abilities like jammer, blanket coverage, or ball hawk. Those are all things I'm running on them. At CB3, I'm going Darrell Revis. There's an obvious player missing, but let's talk about it. Revis is specifically for man as well with 85 speed, 86 acceleration, 86 man, 86 press. The zone, not there. So if you don't run man, ignore this card. There are some other players that I like at CB that would just be like out of position. Also Aiden White. So my issue with Aiden White isn't anything for stats, like 87 speed, 87 acceleration. I think he's one of the best pieces in the secondary. I think he's a great safety. He would make this list today at safety, specifically strong safety. I just don't love the fact that I can't really put like a jammer on him. Like, if you want to use abilities on him, you got to run robber. Like, you can't edit his abilities. That's the reason why I would play him at safety. Some people in a zone-based defense, you might like him in the slot. It's just whatever piece on defense you don't run abilities on, that's where Aiden White should play. That's my thoughts on Aiden White. Now we're going to go to strong safety first right here because there's some cards I want to talk about, and it's Derwin and Corey Thomas. I think by far and away the two best. Derwin for me is a more in the box safety, and I think that's his best role. 6'2", 85 speed, 86 zone, 82 man. Can get some decent abilities as well, like the ball hawk. And like I said, I think he's more of an in the box safety than I would play him over the top. Like I would much rather have Aiden White over the top than Derwin James because I think he can move a little bit better. Now, someone else I want to mention, we did just complete the grind for him. Gameplay video dropping here soon. Corey Thomas Jr. 85 speed, 86 acceleration, 85 man, 6'4" height. So where does this card play? It's either as your user, I think. Maybe can be an over the top safety. I don't hate it, but I think it's either as a user in the box. I also really like this card at corner if you're in a press man defense. I would put the jammer ability on him. Play better than Kobe Bryant from the field pass for me. So like this Corey Thomas with that height and everything too. I think he can play a bunch of different roles, and he should be mentioned in this video. I just don't know where exactly I would say his best role is. And we're also going to have free safety dominated Minkah Fitzpatrick. Not even close. He can move 86 speed, 85 acceleration. There has been times where I'm like, damn, Minkah made a play that only Minkah could make. Like, I have used a bunch of other cards and safeties like a Bo Frailer, like some of the budget options, like even like Rod Moore, Andrew Makuba. Minkah can move a little bit. Now, is it crazy? No, but there is times when he be making plays that I feel like no one else could. Now, let's end off the video right here. Kicker and punter, if you're curious. Kicker gonna be Jonah Dalmas, and we're just looking for kick power. I think it's his number one thing. Has 85 kick power, 85 kick accuracy, so has the best of both. And ending off the video right here, we have punter, and we're looking for kick power and kick accuracy, of course. Main thing, kick power, of course, and that's going to be Tommy Dillman right here from Michigan. And yeah, boys, this has been my thoughts on the best player at every position in college football Ultimate Team. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know if you're mad about the Legends not dropping on time either. No, I'm kidding. But hope y'all did enjoy the video, man. Hopefully I was able to help you. And if you did enjoy the video, you want to stay up to date with everything that's the best in college football Ultimate Team, ranging from videos like this, some positional tier lists, and also, of course, gameplays. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that noti bell as well. You'll be notified every time I upload or go live here. Or if you want to watch the streams on Twitch, check the links in the description. Hit that Twitch with a follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check out this one right here.